Good afternoon, scholars, and welcome back to the Restricted Collection, a podcast about tabletop games. I'm your host, the head librarian Chad, and today's entry is related to board games, specifically Hit Z Road. This is an episode that I don't know how to structure, if I'm being completely honest with you. So we're going to start with the bad part first. Then we're going to talk about the good part, and we're going to see how that feels. So Hit Z Road is a 1 to 4 player zombie survival board game, is the easiest way for me to put it. It's pretty basic. It's like the game is fine. I'll be honest with you, I've only ever played it in multiplayer once, and the solo mode is just a high score solo mode. It's pretty quick, it's pretty easy to run. But basically you have a staged deck system, so there's a bunch of stage 1 cards, some stage 2 cards, some stage 3 cards, and you you work through a stage and then you go to the next stage, so on and so forth. So you'll lay out a number of paths. And in a multiplayer game, there is a bidding section to bid to see who gets first choice of paths. Okay, so you kind of bid, oh, I'll bid so many resources and move my marker up. Somebody else will bid so many resources. And then once everyone has decided to stop bidding, spend what you bid, take the paths in the order that you got them for, resolve them. Or choose in the order that you bid for and then resolve them. Path cards, when you come across them, could give you one of 3 resources. There's bullets, fuel, and what is the lightning bolt? Energy? I think it's just energy. And they could be worth points, which will be stars. They could have a variety of things, including take a token of a particular type. For example, the card that I'm looking at right now is take 1 biohazard token, take a map token on a different card. And then some of these cards will have zombies that you have to fight. And fighting the zombies is very straightforward. If you have bullets, you can spend bullets to get a ranged volley off, and you'll roll 2 dice for every bullet token spent. And then if you didn't kill everything in the ranged volley, then you go to the melee volley, where you will roll 1 die, regardless of the number of zombies. You'll roll 1 die for your meeple and each of your survivors that are with you. Most of these are hits. Some of these are spend an energy to hit. There is you die or you lose one of your survivors unless you spend an energy. So, pretty straightforward managing. Fuel is mostly used for bidding, to be completely honest, with bullets and energy being more generally useful for combat. Okay, that's fine. And you play through the game. There is potentially player elimination, which for a game this short isn't so bad. And there are some rules for making it harder, for balancing, I should say, for the lost player and the number of paths that are going out. All right, at the end of the game, whoever has the most points wins. There's bonus points at the end of the game for it's adrenaline. That's what the lightning bolt is, adrenaline. Whoever has the most adrenaline gets some bonus points. Whoever has the most gas gets some bonus points. Whoever has the most ammo gets some bonus points. And finally, whoever has the most survivors, including yourself, gets some bonus points. Okay. Again, the game itself is fine. That is the worst part about this game, is that the game itself is fine. It's not a game that I'm excited to bring out at a game night and play. It's just kind of like a half an hour to an hour long family game. It's fine. So why am I talking about it? Honestly, it's because this game might have some of the best, absolute best top tier aesthetic design of any game that I have ever seen. This is presented to you as if it were made by the kid in the zombie apocalypse who made it. And like you just like, yeah, this is made by here on the front of the cover, front of the cover of the rule book has a note that says, "Hi, my name's Martin. Me, my parents, and my sister had quite the adventure last year. We lost some good people, but we also made new friends along the way. The world's falling apart, but at least we live in the sun. No more school. Also, I have a new job. I make ammo so Dad can pop zombies. I have tons of free time, and one day when I was bored, I made this game about last year's trip. Hope you like it." Smiley face. It's presented as if it's just this cobbled together box that this kid put together to make a board game about the zombie apocalypse that he and his family survived. I'm just like, excuse me? The rulebook itself, it's presented as if it's like cobbled notes with, you know, pictures from the trip and graph paper, and it's like smudged and dirty. The cards, oh, I love the cards. All of the stage 1 cards have the back for Mom's Diner. So it's like a deck of 52 cards you just got from a random diner. And like, there's an argument that could be made that all of the backs of the cards should be the same, like exactly the same, but there's some slight variations on like the staining and smudging and damage that is shown on these cards. And there's like 4 or 5 different variations of the staining and smudging that when you're shuffling it and you kind of like see the different card stains, it actually kind of gives that feeling that, yeah, this is just some random deck of cards that this kid repurposed for this function. The second one is Space Cowboy Motel, which is funny because this was made by Space Cowboys in 2016, at least according to the copyright date. And then the deck 3 is just legally distinct, but very much like a bicycle, like a red-backed bicycle playing card deck. The thing that I love, again, is just like the reuse of things. The bonus cards, as I said, whoever has the most of different things gets different bonuses. So there's a card for whoever has the most adrenaline, whoever has the most bullets. But the backs of the cards don't matter. You're never shuffling these. So what are the backs of the cards? One of the backs of the cards is for Ticket to Ride. One of the backs of the cards is from the CIA versus KGB game. We've got a back to a Dixit card. We have a back from a round 4 card from Seven Wonders. That's hilarious to me. The tokens in this game are just these big round discs. And I didn't get it at first, but I was looking through them one time and I was like, oh, all of these have a solid border except for the purple one. The purple one has a border like a poker chip. And I should be clear, these all have the aesthetic as if there has been a like sticker put over them that the kid drew on the symbol. It's like the poker chip, I can't see the center because there's a stamp size sticker that's been put on top of it that he drew a little person stick figure on. And I was looking at the other ones and then realized these are supposed to look like the poker chip gems from Splendor. And I actually looked up a picture of Splendor since I don't have a copy anymore. And I'm like, yeah, no, that's exactly what these are. You can actually see like the colorization on like the edges that, yeah, these are Splendor chips, quote unquote. They're not actually, because these are made of cardboard and Splendor chips are plastic, but it's presented as if it were, which I think is just so funny. The player order markers. Oh, this is, again, just chef's kiss on design. The player order markers, because they don't need to be shuffled at any point. You're just winning it off of the bid. So you can just have different size, different shape things. So the number 1 is a punch-out card for a rewards card for Happy Crock Burger that has, sorry, it's not punch-out, it's stamps. Collect 6 Happy Stamps and get a free burger. And it's a card with 2 stamps. And like it's grimy and like presented as damaged. Number 2 is a name tag that on the backside has like the image of like the pin that you'd use it for. Again, it really sells the feeling that this kid cobbled this together. Number 3 is a mutual health ID card that has, like, the picture's been burned off, but it actually has, like, some information about, the people, and I'm like, "That's really funny." Um, and then the last one is a credit card for Martin Wallace, who is the designer of the game. And, like, again, it just really sells it. It uses car keys as, like, arrows. It just does silly things. And I guess I didn't even mention the box. The box for Hit Z Road is being quote unquote repurposed for Hit the Road, a travel game. And the back of the box actually has a summary of the rules of this game that does not exist. Or maybe it does exist and it's like actually from so long ago. Hit Z Road, travel game, US patent 5551272X. It has such and such equipment. Preparation, each player chooses a car and takes it along with all the highway cards of the same color. And it shows a black and white picture at the bottom of this of all of these components and this board that do not come in this box because this box has been repurposed by the kid to do this. And like the front cover is it's like the Hit the Road box but sharpied. So it's now, instead of Hit the Road, it's Hit and a big Z Road. And instead of the travel game, it's My Zombie Game, My Travel being crossed off, as seen on TV. And then that the as seen on has been crossed off and says no more TV. It's just, it presents itself in such a wonderful way. All of the fronts of the cards are pictures that this kid took on like a Polaroid or something that he then wrote notes on. So like there's a picture of a grocery store with some zombies in it, and it has in the corner the label "not much left in here." Oh, okay. And then some of these cards even have, because thematically they are pictures that have been like glued to or whatever onto the backs of these playing cards. And for some of these cards, you can actually see in the corner what playing card they're attached to as part of the theme. And I'm like, that's funny. It sells me on this theme, but it's also functional because you remove all the cards with all 16 of the cards that have a rank and suit in the corner that's showing for the 1 and 2 player version of the game. You don't use all of those cards. Neat. Like, just it all just comes together so well. And then the meeples are all, and like your bidding piece. I didn't even talk about the energy tokens and the bullet tokens. The tokens, again, they're normal, like, for us as like the people not in the zombie world. Yeah, they're cardboard tokens, but they are presented as bottle caps, and they have like the star-shaped design on them. And the adrenaline ones are ginger flash, and it's got a G with a lightning bolt over it. And then on the back side of it, it's the back of a bottle cap that he stuck like a sticker with a lightning bolt symbol on it. So you can use either side of it. And it's the same thing, or it's a similar thing, I should say, with the other resource tokens. There's Colt Beer for your bullet tokens. And again, on the flip side, on what would be the bottom half or the bottom side of the bottle cap, it has a little sticker. It's not actually a sticker, but it presents as if it is a sticker that has some bullets on it. The gas is Gas Cola, same thing. There's a sticker on it. All of the symbols for points, whether or not there's zombies on the card, whatever resources you get, those are all quote unquote stickers that have been stuck onto the card by this kid. And it, like, not all the stickers are the same. Like, they're not, some of them are worn in different ways. Some of them are peeling in different ways. Some of them are damaged in different ways. Again, in all actuality, it is just printed on the card, and that's just how it shows to me. But it does a surprisingly good job of selling you on, this is a game that was cobbled together by this kid. And I found a copy of it. I've mentioned this before. I used to demo for FFG, and at the time it would have been for Asmodee. And I forget what game came out in 2016 that I was demoing. I want to say it was maybe... This is at Gen Con. I haven't been to Gen Con forever now, but 2016 copyright date, maybe it was Forbidden Stars that year, or Mansions of Madness 2nd edition. I don't know. Regardless of that, they had an event before Gen Con to be like, okay, here, we're going to teach you all the games that we're planning on demoing, and if there's a game that you particularly like, you'll probably be demoing that one. I knew that I was going to be demoing one of the... I already knew what I was demoing that year, so I was just kind of looking around at the tables and went, oh, this looks interesting. It's like a small little game. Sure, let's take a look at this. And I kind of just fell in love with it and was hoping, honestly, that it would do better, because I just think it's just such a creative gem that you don't see something like this very often. And it didn't do terribly well. Oh well, that's what happens. I didn't even talk about the wooden pieces. The meeples, I also love this. The meeples are color-coded, but they're also not like... They're the piece is like painted or like colored, but it's not like a solid color. I can see the wood grain and some of the like wood coloring in the pieces, as if it weren't like painted fully, or if it were like worn a bit, like it's old and taken some damage. Not that it looks bad by any means, it sells that rustic thing. Sorry, finishing my thought. I was kind of hoping this game would do a little bit better than it did, and it didn't, so it goes. And I was bumming around to Half Price Books and found a copy of it for $5. And I'm just like, is it worth it to me for $5 to buy a copy of this game that at the time I'd only played once or twice, however many times I played it for that demo evening, that I probably will never pull out because the gameplay itself is only just okay? And I walked around with it for a little bit, and if you couldn't tell already, I ended up getting it. And you know what? Once a year I'll pull it out, and I'll play the solo mode, just for like an evening or two. It's not hard. It's just a high score mode. They give you a little scoring card at the back that you can use. It's a little luck dependent. There's a little bit of strategy to it. They do change things up a little bit for solo mode. It's fine. But for how this game makes me feel when I open this box, when I look at the care and creativity that went into this game, it makes me smile. It brightens my day, even if it's exceedingly silly in how niche this thing is. I enjoy it. And that's not me trying to tell you to go out and get a copy of this and try it. Like, yeah, go look up some pictures, see what I'm talking about. Like, I would recommend doing that because I think this is really charming. That might be the best word for this. This is such a charming game that it's hard for me to want to pull it out to play it, but it is so charming that it's hard for me to want to get rid of it. And there are people that I pulled this game out for, not to play, but to be like, just look at this. Just look at the care and attention they put into this. And so today, that's what I want to draw attention to. As I said, it's kind of a hard one for me to know how to exactly approach. And with that, I'm going to put this back in the collection. Too long out, and well, it might start a zombie apocalypse. I've been your host, the Head Librarian Chad. If you want to get in contact with me about anything I've said, feel free to reach out to me at therestrictedcollection@gmail.com. Otherwise, you can find me around Reddit and places as Head Librarian Chad. Thanks for listening.